Governments around the world are starting to set timelines for transitioning away from fossil-fueled vehicles to renewable energy vehicles. And at the moment, renewable energy vehicles basically means electric vehicles, and electric vehicles are powered by batteries, and one of the key components of those batteries is lithium. Now, I've recently done a bit of a search on the ASX, fueled by incredible interest in lithium. It's not surprising given the anticipated growth in electric vehicles and the required batteries. A lot of people now want to invest in lithium. And on the ASX, I had a quick look. I found around about 40 companies that have some involvement in lithium. This list here is just a small selection. I thought what we would do is have a quick look at some of the companies both here in Australia. Now remember, Australia has more than 50% currently of global production of lithium, but we are not holding the biggest reserves. The biggest reserves currently that we know of are in South America, primarily Chile and Argentina. But let's have a look at some of these Australian companies first. We have at the top of the list here Mineral Resources. Now this one's interesting because although it's a very big company and they are involved in lithium, they also do a lot of iron ore. And in fact, in the last financial year, lithium was a drag on their performance. Pilbara Minerals, that's a big one. They have a target to be one of the largest and lowest cost producers in the world. Next we have Orocobre and Galaxy Resources. These two recently merged. The new company will be known as Allchem, still trading at the moment under the ticker symbol ORE, but I believe that will shortly change to AKE. This combined entity is now the 5th largest lithium producer in the world. Piedmont Lithium has a focus on the US electric vehicle market, as does Hawkstone Mining and Jindalee Resources. Jindalee has one of the largest lithium deposits in the US. The next two, Vulcan Energy and European Lithium, both have a focus on the European electric vehicle market. Then we have Core Lithium, which is developing a project in Northern Territory, and Galan Lithium, which has a very high-grade project in Argentina. Now, although these are some of the biggest companies involved in the lithium market in Australia, as I mentioned before, we are not the largest producer, and in fact the 5 largest lithium companies in the world by market cap are mostly outside of Australia. So excuse my pronunciation of these names, but we have at the top of the list here Jiangxi Ganfeng Lithium. It has interests in Australia, Argentina and Mexico. It's a Chinese company listed on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. Next we have Albemarle, big US company with interests in the US and Chile. The third one, another Chinese one, Tianqi Lithium, again listed in China, trades on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. It has lithium interests in China, Australia and Chile. The fourth one here, Sociedad Química y Minera de Chile, better known as SQM. Listed in America, but its main interests are in Chile and Argentina, and also in Australia through the Mount Holland project. And interestingly, Wesfarmers also has an interest in that project through its acquisition of Kidman Resources. And then number 5 on this list currently is Pilbara Minerals. So one Aussie one out of the 5 largest. If you want to get exposure to these other 4 companies, even though they're listed in China and the US, you can easily do that on the Monex platform. It's as simple as selecting the company from a drop-down list and you trade it just as if you were trading a US or an Australian company. And if you are trading the US companies, with Monex you pay 0 brokerage. Now, if choosing an individual stock is a little bit hard for you, or if you don't have the resources to invest in lots of different stocks, or if you want the safety of a basket of these stocks, what you could do instead would be to invest in an exchange-traded fund. So these funds, these 3 that I've got on the screen, are focused on lithium and battery technology. Again, we have one listed in Australia here and a couple in the US. The Australian one is from ETF Securities, has a fantastic ticker symbol, ACDC. Then there are 2 others from Global X ETFs, Lithium and Battery Tech ETF. Its ticker symbol is LIT, trades in the US. And Amplify ETFs, they have a Lithium and Battery Tech ETF, with a ticker symbol of BATT. So ETFs, another great way to invest into the lithium market. Gives you a bit broader exposure, I guess, and you'd have the selection of individual stocks managed by a professional manager. So there are plenty of ways to gain exposure to lithium. You can do it directly in Australia. With Monex, you can invest directly into the Chinese companies as well, or you can invest in the US ones. Just remember that although Australia currently is the largest producer, there is also an awful lot of activity going on in lithium outside of Australia. If you want to trade it with Monex, you can do it on the online platform. Or, of course, we have mobile apps for both Android and Apple phones. So you can really trade these things anywhere, anytime. Keep an eye on the prices. And manage your exposure to lithium. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like, share it with your friends. If we know that it's useful, we'll create more of them. Thank you very much. Remember also, this video provides general information only and does not take into account your personal objectives, financial situation, or needs. We recommend that you seek independent licensed advice and ensure that you fully understand the risks before trading.